Apple
is
finally
finally
steps into
real.
the foldable
Apple's
phone arena,
long-rumored
and instead of
foldable
simply
is here,
copying what's
and it's
already out
unlike
there,
anything
it
we've
uses
seen.
its design
Let's see if it's
philosophy,
worth the hype.
software ecosystem,
In our full
and
review.
hardware polish to redefine what a foldable iPhone should be. That's exactly why the latest iPhone Ultra Fold leak is getting so much attention. If these rumors are even close to accurate, Apple's first foldable iPhone could reshape the entire foldable smartphone market, just like the original iPhone reshaped smartphones. Today, we're breaking down the biggest leaked iPhone Ultra Fold details, the rumored design, the potential display setup, the surprising feature trade-offs, the expected price, the launch timeline, and, most importantly, why Apple's entry could force every competitor to level up. Apple's foldable moment. Why the iPhone Ultra Fold matters for years. Foldable phones were treated like futuristic experiments, cool, expensive, and niche. But the market has matured. Foldables now have better hinges, stronger screens, slimmer designs, and real productivity use cases. And shipments are expected to keep growing, with analysts projecting strong year-over-year gains as more. Consumers accept foldables as a premium category. That's where Apple enters the conversation. Apple doesn't usually rush into a product category first. Instead, it often waits, studies what works, identifies what frustrates users, and then delivers a version that feels more refined and mainstream. If Apple launches the iPhone Ultra Fold, it won't just be another foldable. It could be the foldable that makes millions of everyday iPhone users finally consider upgrading to a foldable form factor, and that's a huge deal because Apple's ecosystem power is unmatched. iMessage, FaceTime, AirDrop, Apple Watch integration, iCloud, continuity, App Store optimization. When Apple shifts its hardware, the entire software world tends to follow. The big competitor target, Samsung's fold dominance. Let's be clear, Samsung currently owns the foldable conversation, especially with the Galaxy Z Fold series. Samsung has years of experience building hinges, optimizing displays, and refining durability. So if Apple is bringing the iPhone Ultra Fold to market, it's stepping directly into Samsung's territory. But Apple's advantage isn't just hardware, it's how hardware and software feel together. If Apple can deliver a foldable iPhone that opens like a mini iPad, multitasks smoothly, runs optimized apps, and still feels like a premium iPhone when closed, the iPhone Ultra Fold could instantly become the most desirable foldable phone for Apple loyalists and a tempting alternative for Android users who are curious about switching. Some analysts even speculate Apple could capture a major chunk of the foldable market quickly simply due to brand gravity. Whether that happens or not, one thing is likely. The moment Apple announces a foldable iPhone, foldables stop being a niche category and become a mainstream headline product. Leaked iPhone Ultra Fold design. What's different this time? Now let's talk about the leaked details, because the rumored design choices are where things get really interesting. According to leaks, the iPhone Ultra Fold may feature a distinctive outer display design that doesn't perfectly match the typical cover screen look we see on current. Foldables rounded corners on the external display, a flatter hinge, mechanism that may prioritize stability and durability, potentially noticeable bezels in areas of unused black space on the outer screen, which could be a controversial design compromise, a punch hole camera on the front display, something that would be a major shift for Apple's usual approach. If Apple truly uses a punch hole camera, it raises a big question. What happens to Face ID? Because Face ID isn't just a camera, it relies on a complex sensor system. A punch hole could suggest Apple is choosing a different authentication method for this model, or moving Face ID hardware in a new direction. And this is where the iPhone Ultra Fold leak starts to feel like a real first-gen Apple product. Strategy. Apple may prioritize the foldable experience, hinge reliability, thinness, durability, and display engineering, while making a few sacrifices elsewhere to get the form factor right. The inner display, the main event on a foldable phone, the inside screen is the star. It's the reason the device exists. Leaks suggest the iPhone Ultra Fold's inner display will be designed for immersive media consumption, video, streaming, reading, true multitasking, side-by-side apps, split-view workflows. Productivity that blurs the line between iPhone and iPad, and if Apple gets this right, the benefits are obvious. Think about what Apple already does with iPad OS-style productivity. but scaled into a foldable iPhone experience. The big question is whether Apple keeps it as iOS but bigger, or introduces an iPad-like multitasking layer specifically for foldables. If Apple ships foldable exclusive interface features, it could instantly make the iPhone Ultra Fold feel more complete than many competitors, especially if app developers follow Apple's lead and optimize quickly. Because in the foldable world, hardware is only half the battle. Software makes or breaks the experience. The shocking trade-offs, missing features. Rumored, here's the part that will spark debate. Some leaks suggest that the iPhone Ultra Fold could launch without several premium iPhone features people now expect, including Face ID, telephoto camera, MagSafe wireless charging, the action button found on recent iPhone models. If these omissions are real, Apple is making a bold bet that buyers will accept fewer pro-level extras in exchange for the foldable form factor, and that's risky because the iPhone Ultra Fold is expected to be expensive. People paying top dollar expect the best of everything: top cameras, top convenience, top biometrics, top charging features, and premium build. So Apple's challenge becomes simple but intense. Can the foldable experience feel so next level that users won't care about what's missing? If Apple nails the inner display experience, the hinge quality, the durability, and the overall feel, it might win anyway. But if the device feels compromised, especially at a premium price, critics will be loud, and consumers may hesitate. iPhone Ultra Fold price leak, premium, possibly extreme. Let's talk about the number that could define the product price. Rumors suggest the iPhone Ultra Fold could land somewhere around $2,000 to $2,300. That pricing would place it firmly in ultra premium territory, more like a luxury tech purchase than a typical phone upgrade. So who is this device really for? At that price, the iPhone Ultra Fold isn't competing with standard flagship phones. It's competing with the best foldables on the market, high-end smartphone plus tablet. Combos power user workflows that justify the cost. Apple may position it as a true hybrid, the device you use as a phone when closed and as a productivity screen when opened, reducing the need to carry both an iPhone and an iPad mini-style device. Still, price sensitivity will matter. Apple's brand loyalty is strong, but even loyal buyers have limits. The iPhone Ultra Fold will have to feel genuinely transformational to justify its rumored cost. Manufacturing. Reality. Why supply could be limited. Foldables are harder to make, period. They require flexible displays with consistent quality, hinges engineered to survive. Thousands of fold strong. Internal structures to prevent screen stress, tight tolerances. To avoid dust and durability issues. Even the biggest manufacturers have faced challenges with early foldable generations. Apple will likely be obsessive about quality control, which could mean slower ramp-up, limited early availability, and aggressive production planning. If Apple's demand is high, and it likely will be, limited supply could make the iPhone Ultra Fold one of the hardest to buy iPhones in years. And scarcity, as always, can increase hype. Leaked launch timeline. When could iPhone Ultra Fold release? Leaks point to a major reveal season, potentially September, with pre-orders expected later in 2026, likely in Q4. That timing makes sense. Late-year launches align with holiday demand and premium upgrade cycles. And if analysts are correct that foldables will peak in Q4 due to increasing adoption and improving technology, Apple may be aiming for the exact moment consumers are most ready to embrace foldables. But remember, with foldables, delays are always possible. If Apple isn't satisfied with durability, hinge performance, or display reliability, the company could push release windows rather than ship something that doesn't meet expectations. Why the iPhone Ultra Fold could change the entire industry, even if you don't plan to buy it. Apple launching a foldable iPhone could benefit everyone. Here's what typically happens when Apple enters a category. Competitors speed up innovation, app developers optimize faster, accessory makers expand options, consumers start comparing the category seriously, and in foldables, competition is exactly what pushes breakthroughs. Thinner designs, better crease control, stronger hinges, longer battery life, and smarter multitasking. If the iPhone Ultra Fold is real and it's close to launch, the foldable smartphone era could shift from interesting tech to the next mainstream upgrade path.